You're listening to the Energy Speaks Life podcast. I'm Energy, the self-mastery coach, speaker, mediator, and author. This show teaches about personal development and self-improvement for those who want to achieve self-mastery. Episode, you'll receive tools, tips, strategies, and techniques that you can take action on today. And today, my guest is Bonnie. We'll discuss everything there is to know about mindset, gratitude, finding your purpose, and options that you have for ending 2022 and starting 2023. Thank you for joining us, Bonnie. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with the topics that we are discussing today.
Hi, Energy. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for having me on your podcast. So my name is Bonnie Hardie. I am a Mindset Life and Gratitude Coach, the owner of Rock Solid Mindset Life and Gratitude Coaching, based in Central Florida. I empower midlife women to say bon voyage to the shackles in their mind that prevent them from living the life of their dreams. Because some people my age, I'm 58, you say, hey, I could be a widow, I could be a divorcee, my kids have moved on. So was there anything left in my life to do? I say yes, there's a lot of things left in your life to do. I also work with people who maybe in the past have had people tell them maybe you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. So then when they get older, they don't want to get out there and express themselves. So it's like, no, work on their self-esteem, self-confidence, and say, hey, get out there, get your gifts out there. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. My experience with mindset and development, mindset and personal development is, mindset has to be strong. You have to be positive. You have to always know that that's always, no matter how bad it gets, it's always going to get better. And even when things are rock bottom, there's a lesson in everything that you're going through. And I help people reframe their negatives into positives, and to appreciate what they do have while not dwelling on what they don't have. Personal development is important because you want to keep growing. Gratitude is extremely important because you always want to be grateful for everything you have, because there's always going to be people who have less than you. So be grateful for everything that you have. And that's something that I work with people on. And I made like a little meme type thing for mindset and for gratitude. Using the first letters in the word mindset, it's mindset is knowledge during setbacks. Everything is terrific. So I like to say that a lot. Mindset is knowledge during setbacks. Everything is terrific. And for gratitude, I recently just made that, so I have to cheat and read what I wrote. But gratitude is gratefully realizing all things in time, ultimately develop experience. So gratitude is gratefully realizing all things in time, ultimately develop experience. So whatever happens, you're going to experience good things and bad things, but just remember to be appreciative of what you have, and things will get better no matter how bad they are right now. So that's kind of me in a nutshell right now.
That's it. Oh, look at you. That's clever. The way that you came up with the meaning behind, or your own meaning behind the word mindset and
Right.
gratitude, and they both make sense. Like I understood it as you were stating it.
Right.
So, and you had mentioned something as well that is so important. You stated that there's a lesson in everything that we go through, and that's something that a lot of people tend to have a difficult time, or it's difficult for them to do that, to actually understand the importance behind that. What would you suggest for people
Right.
to help them understand the fact that no matter what they're going through, there's a lesson in it, and so therefore they could, change their mindset or their outlook on that particular situation? What would you
Right. Like I said, there's always going to be somebody that has it worse than you, and don't always compare yourself to other people and say, because like for me personally myself, I have bad knees, so it's hard for me to walk sometimes. But I know people that have artificial knees, so like, oh, you got metal in you, so every time you go to the airport, any type of security, you got to have your paper and stuff from doctors. But then I've known people that have artificial legs. So yes, I have bad knees, osteoarthritis. I'm in pain a lot, but at least I do have both of my legs. So that's really good. So always think about it in a good way like that. That's the way to kind of flip it into the reframing your negatives into positives. So, and don't always compare yourself to other people because this person might have a bigger house or this and that, but they've got a lot more bills to pay. They have a lot more stress with having this and that and the other. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. You're on your own journey and you're doing the best you can under your own circumstances, and you're going to get where you need to be. Just follow your passion, what lights you up, and you're going to get where you need to be eventually.
Awesome. That's right. You're on your own journey. A lot of people say it also as run your own race. Don't compare yourself to other people
Right.
because you never know what that other person is going through. You never know what the other person is dealing with, even though they may appear to have everything working out perfectly or everything looks to be just right. However, you never know what a person is truly dealing with on the inside or behind the door of their home.
Right.
So, yeah, run your own race and walk
Right.
your own journey. You're on your own journey. That's awesome.
Right.
So, with the timing of
Definitely.
this episode that we are recording and the time of the year, we are coming towards the end of 2022 and we are about to turn over 2023. So, you have some information that you can share with us when it comes to how or what options people have with ending 2022 and starting 2023 strong. So, talk to us about that.
Well, you want to kind of reflect on this year. Was it good? Was it bad? And what anything that happened bad, just kind of get over it and try to just start moving on. And whatever happened that was good, obviously double that, triple that, quadruple that. Whatever you can do. And think about your goals for next year. What do you want 2023 to look like to you? Now that's personal, professional, physical, mental, emotional. There's a lot of different ways you can have that you want 2023 to go for you. I personally like to do a lot of vision boards. So it's like, what's your vision for next year? What's your vision for your life next year? And so, my birthday is going to be in August. So I'm going to be 59. I forgot how old I am. But it's like, well, what do I want my birthday to be like? Start planning that right now. And because I might take a cruise, I'm thinking about doing something like that, Bonnie's birthday bash. So it's like, hey, if that's what I want to do, start planning for that right now. And say, this is the cruise ship I want to go on. This is where I want to go. I live in Central Florida, so I can go out of Tampa or Port Canaveral. If I want to go down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, I can do that. Start thinking about that right now instead of thinking August 1st. Oh, it's my birthday's in 3 weeks. What am I going to do? Yeah, I know when my birthday is. I've had 58 birthdays already. So just think about what you want to do in 2023 to make it successful for you to be happy, for you to be fulfilled, your family, your friends. Do you want to spend more time with your friends? Do you want to spend more time with your family? Do you want to move? Do you want to take more vacations? What do you want your 2023 to look like overall? Personal development, friends, family, your job, your business, things like that. How much fun do you have? So start thinking about that now and get it going and say, hey, I'm going to make 2023 rock for me. That's for sure.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so when is your birthday in August? What date?
August 21st.
August 21st. I'm
August
August
21st, I
2nd.
turned 59. Yep.
So we're both August
Oh, okay. We're
babies.
both Leos. Awesome.
Yes. We
Awesome.
are
I
both
like that. Leos.
Leos.
Yeah. Cool.
Absolutely. And so you have to invite me. Well, you don't have to, but you have to invite me on your birthday cruise
Yeah.
because I am totally open with
Yep.
going. So let's do a Bonnie's birthday bash for sure. And if it's a cruise, count me in.
Definitely.
That's good. But
That
thank you
that's
for
right. That's what I'm looking at doing. I've already got several people that are interested in going on it, and I have a DJ already ready to go and rock the red carpet for whatever because it's my birthday, I guess. So that'll be cool.
That's awesome. I love it. And that's important, like you mentioned. I'm going to point out two of the suggestions that you shared with us. The reflection being the first thing, and I like how you stated to get over the bad because there were some things that were good, some things that were bad that may have happened throughout the year. So get over the bad, and then double
Right.
up. on what happened that was good, in order to expand it or extend it
Right.
in your life. And then the next one is to think about your goals. Think about the vision that you want for next year, whether it be for your job, your business, your family, your friends. And like you gave the awesome example of your birthday, planning a birthday. Start now, start planning it ahead of time. So, therefore, when it comes, you're already ready to go. You don't feel so stressed about it. It's not something that you have overwhelmed
Right.
yourself with trying to do all the details and get everything decided on and finalized last minute. So those are the two main things that I did pick up out of your the things that you shared, the information that you shared regarding how to end the year and start the following year strong. So thank you for sharing that. Now, when it comes to
You're welcome.
mindset, what can you do to just help people? Are there any specific techniques or tips that you can give people to help them change their mindset? Because a lot of people deal with holiday holiday blues, for an example. A lot of people don't really look
Right.
forward to the holiday season for many reasons. So, what can you teach them or share with them that's easy to do in order to just change their outlook on the season and then just in life in general?
Well, with that, you have to sometimes get to the bottom of that. Why are they upset during the holidays? Maybe they're by themselves. They don't have a family. Maybe they live in someplace cold, or they have that seasonal affective disorder where it's snowing all the time, and it's dark when they get up, and dark when they go to work, and dark when they come back home. So they never get to see the sunlight. Maybe some people they're just like depressed and sad. So you have to get to the bottom of that. But I found that when people they're kind of like depressed and sad and they're lonely during the holidays, see if you can be of service to others. See if you can go work at a food bank. See if you can go visit people who are in a hospital and a nursing home and can't get out. Maybe get a bunch of people together and go sing carols to people, or just take general cards and just because I would love to get a card for my for Christmas and stuff like that from people. So just little things like that. Maybe bake some cookies for your neighbors or something like that. Just let people know that you're there. Talk to them, and if they're really sad about something, just talk to them. Some people they just want to talk. They just want to know people care, and you want to just let them know that you do care about them and you're checking in on them. And maybe somebody needs help getting Christmas tree up or getting lights up around their house. you know do that, or offer to take them on a tour of your neighborhood, looking at other people's houses that they how they've decorated for Christmas. Some of these houses are really cool, so I like to do that, just see how people decorate their houses. So sometimes obviously stuff does happen and people will be sad during the holidays. And if they don't have some place to go for Thanksgiving or Christmas, see if you can invite them to your house. See if you can, give them a present. You don't have to give anybody anything extravagant, maybe perfume or cologne, or if they like to read a book, something like that. Just it's important to reach out to people and know that so people know that other people care about them. Because when people get depressed and stuff, that causes a lot of problems, and I want to prevent any problems like that being caused by depression. So just get out there and get out and play in the snow. I visited England a few years ago. It's the first time I've seen snow in real life, so I got to have a snowball fight and stuff. That was really cool. Going from Florida to England in January might not have been the smartest time to do it, but it was fun anyways. I had a really good time. So it's like just reach out to people. Basically, that's it. Check on people. How are you doing today? What are you okay? Do you need anything? That's really all people want in life. Is to know people care about them. So that's why I say, mindset is knowledge of your setbacks. Everything is terrific, even though it's really bad now. It's going to get better in the future. So that's what you have to hang your hat on, so to speak, and say it's going to get better. That's for sure.
Awesome, awesome. As you were talking, one of the things that you mentioned, as you were describing and providing a lot of good tips, thank you so much for that awesome list and a very thorough list of different things that people can do. And one of the ones that you mentioned was being of service to others. And that's so important. I actually talk about that in my audio product, the coaching program that I have. Let me bring it here. It's called What's Your Passcode? And in here, I share 7 keys of how to access the life of your dreams. And one of the keys is generosity. And as you were mentioning it, being of service to others, that's one of the things that I list in that key as far as just other examples of
Yes.
how you can be generous. Because so often people think that it's just about money, like giving money to other people, paying for something for someone else, or donating money. But no, you can be generous with your time. You can be generous with your ears. That's another thing that you mentioned that I also listed in my coaching product as well, where sometimes just lending an ear to someone who just needs to talk or who may be going through something, they're not necessarily asking you to help them out with a solution, but sometimes they just need to discuss it. So, being that person who's just lending your ear, being of service to other people, assisting in various ways, like you were mentioning, help other people decorate their home, or offer to drive them around to go see the holiday lights that are everywhere. So I'm grateful that you shared that list and you gave different examples, because it's important for people to be able to understand, okay, we say, yeah, change your mindset, but give examples as well. And that's exactly
Right.
what you did. So thank you so much with that. Now, when it comes to finding your purpose, that's another thing that I'm really, really big on. By being the self mastery coach, one of my three pillars, or one of my three areas that I focus on, is helping people to find their purpose, helping them to actually live their purpose and then start to live on purpose. But I would love to hear from you. What can you share with us as far as to help people with being on the journey of finding their purpose? What can you say to that person who has no idea? What first steps can you share with them to just kind of get started to figuring out their purpose?
Well, you want to ask them, what are their hobbies? What do they like to do? What lights them up? Certain things like people love differently. I mean, I love to read. I could go someplace and read books to people. That's being of service to people. Maybe they're blind and they can't read a book anymore. So I will go and read a book. So what lights you up? What are the things that you like to do the most? Start writing stuff down. And I used to be a really good roller skater when I was younger, and maybe I could go to a rink with younger kids and help them roller skate a little bit, help them learn to roller skate now. Maybe go outside and help them do stuff, or even help people learn to read. There's a lot of different types of books I like to read, so I can say, hey, go check out this author and read their books, and they can really help you with that. I mean, I like murder mysteries and legal thrillers and law thrillers and stuff like that. But I also read a lot of personal development books. So sometimes it's like, go read this, and you just have to find out what lights you up. What you like to do. Do you like to go to the movies? What kind of movies do you like to go to? You can actually start helping other people go to the movies. I'm actually working on writing like an ebook type thing for Disney World, because I live so close. Like the top 5 tips to having an awesome Disney World vacation. Because I see people coming over here from overseas all the time, and they only have a few days a week. So this is the way you do what you want to do, because you're spending a lot of money at Disney World. So what's your passion? How do you help others? When people ask you things, sometimes it's like, think about what questions people ask you the most. Or is people consider a bunch of different people always asking you the same type of questions, and then what people think about you, that they know what your strengths are. So if people always asking me, well, what's the best park to go to at Disney, or what's the best ride, then I got to do something about it. Or people are like, well, how do you stay positive, or how do you do this or that, or how do you get on podcasts, or how do you find a vision for your life, or whatever, or how do you have your rock solid day, how do you start your day off strong, what activities do you do? I can talk about that, and I put ebooks about that on there already. So now I got more things to talk about, and put ebooks, make ebooks about. So I can maybe eventually even make an ebook about being on a cruise, because I've been on several, and I do plan on going on one next year. So what lights me up? If I just said, oh, I don't know, there's nothing I'm good at. There's something you're good at. There's something you're good at. There's something that people ask you about on a regular basis. So just think about, what lights you up and what makes you smile, and what kind of things do you want to do. Do you like to bake? Bake cookies, bake cakes right now for the holidays. Hand out cookies to your neighbors or something like that. So that's something of service, like you said. Doesn't really cost you any money, costs you a little bit of time, but then you're meeting your neighbors and you're talking. Sometimes people don't really meet their neighbors. So this way it gives you a chance to meet your neighbors. Say, hey, I'm so and so. Here's some cookies. Here's some, eggnog or whatever. Or here's like I saw this. I've seen people actually they'll go and get pine cones and decorate pine cones and make them into an ornament, and then they hand that out to friends. And that's a handmade thing. So that's really cool. So if you live in a place you got a lot of pine cones and trees, do that. You can spray paint it with glitter and green and red paint, and now you got a homemade ornament to sell or to give to people. So that's pretty cool.
You're speaking my language. I am totally a crafter, a DIYer. I love to just put glitter and glue and ribbons and pom poms on everything.
Oh yes.
You're speaking my language. I am definitely one of those people that I like to do handmade gifting, handmade
Yep.
items, and doing it or providing it as gifts to people as opposed to just store bought stuff. Or I may do
Yeah.
a mixture, but I love to just make something from the heart, because for me, it shows that I thought about you. I put time and effort into this particular gift
Right.
for you specifically. So you were speaking my language when you were talking about that. But then also, you gave some awesome ways of how people can start to find their purpose. What things that, you provided a list of things for people to start paying attention to. What are their habits? What are the things that light them up? What are the common questions or the most asked questions that people come to you specifically for?
Right.
So when you were on your journey of discovering or finding your purpose, would you say that it happened quick, or would you say that it was a process and it took some time? Because there are a lot of people who get discouraged when they start thinking about finding their purpose because it seems so like, so far-fetched. For you, was it a process, and was it something that you just had to be very focused on, or did it happen quick for you?
Oh, it was definitely a process. I really had to think a lot about stuff. There are quite a few setbacks, and things still aren't totally perfect. But I am finding my purpose now, and I'm finding my way. And I am, taking my own medicine, so to speak, and thinking about, what do people come to me and ask me about? People online and offline. What did people say? I've had people say, they only knew me like 3 minutes, and like I felt like an attraction to you. I felt like you were somebody I could talk to about stuff. So it's really cool when people can say, hey, and sometimes people just come over and start talking to me about what's going on in their life. So I just stop what I'm doing and I listen and I try to give advice, and that's really cool. I do like it when people come to me for advice about things. I've had a friend of mine do that recently. We were talking about stuff, and I was like, okay, no, you're right. Your opinion is right, and you're not overreacting. It's fine. You're good. She was just wanting some reassurance, and I said, yes, you're fine. You're right. So that made her feel really good. It made me feel good that she was reaching out to me too. So just people always want to be of service to others and help others. So that's why, I have people that if stuff's going bad for me, I know to reach out to them and they'll be honest with me and they'll help me, get back on the right path, so to speak. So it's really cool to know that people do respect you and they know that you can help them with certain problems and stuff like that. So I like that. That lights me up. So that's what I enjoy a lot.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What would you say? So like you said, it's a process and
But
some things will work out, some things may not work out. So what would you say to someone, or like, because some people will ask the question, well, how will I know if I've actually discovered my purpose? How will I know if what I'm doing is my purpose? What would you say to a person who's asking that question?
well, sometimes you don't really know if it's your purpose or not. You don't know if you have reached the finish line. You can kind of tell by how you feel every day. If you wake up every day and you look forward to the day, and if the sun comes up at 7 and you wake up at 6 o'clock and you're ready to go, you found your purpose. You're ready to do stuff. But if you start waking up and you're like, I don't want to get online, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, then you gotta take it back a few notches. But if every day you wake up, like, I'm eager to go online, to talk to people, to send private messages, to have video calls, to do this and that, then you know you're then you're on the right path. and just keep going. And there really is no end in sight. It's not like school where you graduate at 12th grade and then you get your diploma and then that's it. Now no more school unless you go to college. I'm 58 years old and I'm still finding my way. So, so you could be 68, 70, you could be 90 years old and still find your way. So there's no end in sight. Just think about what makes you happy, what lights you up, and like I said, what people are talking to you about. Perfect strangers come up to you and say the same thing that everybody else is saying. You're on the right path, and that's really pretty cool when that happens. You know.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to add something else as well. Something that I mentioned that I teach in my coaching program that I mentioned earlier is in addition to, or it's both, like find something that lights you up, but also for me and for a lot of people, they found their purpose in something that just really like irked them, that, set them off, that, made them feel upset or frustrated about a situation, because sometimes your purpose is in that as well.
Right.
So for anyone who's listening and who's taking these tools or these suggestions, and if you're taking notes, look for both ends of the spectrum. It could be something that is really exciting or something that's frustrating to you,
Right.
and your purpose could be in either or. So once again, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. Now, as we start coming to a close, I do want to ask you just a few fun questions if you're excuse me, if you are okay with that. So one of the first things that I would like to ask you is, what one word would you describe yourself?
Well, one word would I use to describe myself?
Yeah, what you
Probably
use
fun.
to describe
Maybe
yourself.
fun.
Fun.
Yes.
Awesome. And why fun?
Because I'm usually a pretty fun-loving person, and I usually get along with everybody, and just like to do things to make people happy. So hopefully people, when people think about me, they think I'm fun and loyal and stuff like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And what's one random fact about you?
Okay, a good random fact that not a lot of people know is there's 4 children in my family, and I'm the only one that's not born in Florida. I was born in Massachusetts because my dad was in the service. So he was in the Vietnam War. So we moved to Okinawa. I was born in Massachusetts, and we moved to Okinawa when I was like a year old, and then to South Carolina, and then down to Florida. And I've never been to Massachusetts since I left. And I'm not going up there now because it's wintertime. I'm gonna go up there, take the train all the way up I-95 during the springtime, and I'm gonna go back up and visit Massachusetts. But I've never been back. But I'm only a child of 4 kids that was not born in Florida. So my dad's nickname for me growing up was Chowderhead. So.
That is cool. That's cool. And what is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh man, people complaining about stuff constantly. That's one of the things that got me into doing what I'm doing. People ask me all the time, why do you do what you do? And sometimes I said a flippant answer. I say, because I just get tired of listening to people moan, cry, and complain constantly about everything. I want people to start being happy. So there's a time and place to complain, and certainly, you're gonna have stuff goes wrong, you have to complain. But some people, oh my God, if it rains today, they complain it's raining. If it's sunny out, they complain it's sunny. If it's this, if it's that, if it's too cold, if it's too warm, they're like, oh my God, go back to bed. Go back to bed. Don't come out of your room until you have a better attitude. That's what parents say to their kids. Go to your room and don't come out until you have a better attitude. So go back home. Don't come out again until you start being happy. It's
Right.
Christmas time right now, guys. And people already have Christmas trees up, so start being happy, okay?
Right. Awesome. Thank you for participating in those last fun questions. So before we close out this episode, what's one last takeaway, one last thing you would like to share, a last nugget you would like to share, or a word of wisdom before we close out, that's going towards, or that speaks back towards what we talked about today regarding mindset, gratitude, and finding your purpose? Any takeaways?
Just know that even if it takes a while to find your purpose, you are going to find your purpose. And there are going to be people that do appreciate you and love you and want to be your friend. So just get out there and start smiling to people, start saying hi to people. Sometimes you can be in a line with somebody for 2 minutes and you've told them your whole life story. Just start going out there and smile at people. because a lot of people don't get that anymore. And smile and say hi, compliment people. I like your hair, I like your earrings, I like your fingernails, I like your accent, I like whatever. Because people don't do that too much anymore, so that's what I'm trying to get back into people doing, is complimenting others. So that's a lot of takeaways I guess I have. So
Yeah, that's awesome because complimenting someone is one of the, like, whenever I'm working with some of my coaching clients, and of course, depending on exactly what area we're focusing on, but complimenting other people and themselves, that's one of the assignments that I give my clients in order to help them break through whatever that thing is that we're currently working on. So, no, that was great. Thank you so much for sharing those takeaways. And so now we are at the portion of where I want to give you time, giving you the floor, and take as much time as you want to let us know what you have going on. I know that you mentioned you have your podcast or your new business where you're assisting podcasters, but share us your website if you have social media, if there are any authored products out there that you would like for us to go check out on your website, anything that you have going on, any courses or classes, definitely share it with us so therefore we can help and support you.
okay. I don't have a website right now. I'm working on getting one. Facebook, you can contact me at Bonnie S. Hardie, or my email address is bonniehardie@yahoo.com. It's BONNIEHARDIE. And right now, I have 3 different programs that I'm doing. One program is it's called the 5x5 Formula to Rock Solid Day. There's 5 things to do in the morning, 5 different activities to do for 1 to 5 minutes each to start your day off strong. Food, meditation, journaling. I have a 1-hour call for that to talk to you about that. Go over each one, explain exactly what it is, how it helps you. You'll get like a flyer that has all written out about it. So that's a 1-hour call, currently for $147. My next program is Vision for Your Life, where I combine a vision board and the wheel of life together. And what I do is I do it uniquely because I color code the vision board, the wheel of life. I color code the wheel of life. So there's 8 different categories on there, and we go over each one, and we grade it, or you grade it. We grade it 20% or below, 80% or above, and 20 to 80%. And if you've graded anything 20% or below, we color code that red. If you grade it 80% and above, we color code that green, and in between, we color code that yellow. So when you're done with it, you can look at it and you can instantly see, this is red, I need to work on this, this is yellow, maybe. And then the next session, we do a vision board. So anything you needed to work on that, we're going to go to the vision board. So I need to work on my own vision board soon because I want to put a vote on it and stuff like that. So that's that. And then my third program is Rock Solid Podcast Guest Coaching. That's a 12-week program. That is, I take you through how to be a good podcast guest. There's a lot of little different things you have to go through. First, I have to help you get your story out. What do you want to talk about? How do you fill an application? How do you apply? We'll do mock interviews. We'll decide, what it is you want to talk about, how to pick the best podcast to be on, so that you can. I'd rather you apply to 5 and get accepted for 4 than apply to 25 to get accepted for 2. There's a certain way you write out what you're looking for to be a podcast guest and to have people come to you to be a guest on their podcast. So that is $1,111 for 12 weeks. The Vision for Your Life is 4 different sessions. That is $444. And the 5x5 format was 1 phone call, about an hour, and that's $147. And I'm actually just now putting them all together as like a Black Friday special. All 3 together, you can do all 3 for, I think it was like $1,250. It's $1,700 total for all of them. So it's like, you don't have to sign up for anything right now. You don't, because I know it's crazy right now. You do have to have a deposit to hold your spot in that, but you can do all 3. We can start next in January if you want. Just let me know which one you're interested in. You want to do all 3? You want to do just one? I want you to have a really rock solid 2023, because we got 40 days left in the year or something like that. Let me help you get to where you want to be. Let me talk to you about what your passions are. What's your why? Why do you want to do what you want to do? What's gone wrong in the past? kind of stop doing that, and don't beat yourself up if something bad happened. If you did something that wasn't that great, don't worry about that. Stop. There's a reason that your rearview mirror's in front of you. You look that way. Or you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. There's a reason that your windshield is much bigger than your rearview mirror. Keep looking in front of you. Look to the past to see what you did wrong or not as well, so you don't keep making that same mistake. But start looking forward. Put binoculars on. Put things on the side of your head so you're not all distracted. Focus on 2023, business wise, personal wise, health wise, emotion, mental, whatever. That's what you got to focus on, and let me help you make the best of 2023, that you can give you the best version of 2023.
Yes, indeed. You heard it here, folks. She said, have a rock solid 2023. And that's a perfect way we're going to end this segment. Everyone, make sure you go support, check out everything that she mentioned that she has to offer. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this episode. Thank you, Bonnie, for your time and providing your services and just sharing with us all of your valuable information. I'm sure it's going to help the perfect person who needs to hear this information right now in this current phase of their life. So if you would like to be a guest on my podcast, feel free to reach out to me on my website, nrgspeakslife.com. You can find me on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. Excuse me. Also, don't forget to subscribe, to share, comment below. Let's get the conversation started. You know how to do it. And always remember that when you master your mind, you master your emotions, and you master your assignment, you can then live your purpose and live on purpose. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye-bye.